Okay, so good morning to all of our participants across Davao region and South Sargent. Kindly type 1 in your chat box or in the chat box and also in our YouTube comment box if you can hear me well. Kindly type 1. Okay, so I can see majority, no, can hear me well and also loud, I guess so. So our participants for this webinar are the future professionals in the HRM and tourism management. Okay, so for your information, our live webinar is also live on our YouTube channel. So if you have friends, if you have classmates na nahihirapan no to join here in Zoom, kindly inform them to visit our YouTube channel here sa ating screen, the University of Mindanao YouTube channel. And also, please don't forget to subscribe because we have our future postings now related to your immersion webinar, related to your career. We will be posting a lot of career opportunities and how to build up your career or professional career in the future. And as of this moment, I want you to be in the moment of silence because we will be having our prayer to be led by the University of Mindanao Choral and followed by the singing of the national anthem.
Bayang magiliw pero sa silanganan, alam ng puso sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiting sa manlulupig, di ka pasisingil sa dagat at bundok, sa simuya, sa langit ng bagha. May dilagang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kislap ng matawat mo'y tagumpay na nagniningning. Ang bituin at araw niyang kailan pa may di magdidilim. Lupa ng araw ng wala di pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya ng pag may mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Okay, once again, good morning to all our senior high school participants across Davao Region and South Sargent. Okay, so in order for us to know no, from what school kayo and also from what strand, kindly type down your school name and also your strand in our chat box. And also to our participants in YouTube, you can utilize no, the comment box session. You can have the meet and greet with with the students, with your co-students, no, to your batch. Can just type down if you have questions, if you have clarifications about our speakers for this morning's webinar. Okay, so first and foremost, in behalf of the University of Mindanao, we would like to thank now our teachers. We are very grateful to the advisors and also to the immersion teachers for accepting our invitation and for allowing you, students, to join this webinar. Okay, so I think without further ado, before that, I'll inform you that we have two speakers for this morning. No? One will discuss about the pre-employment requirements. Uh, this is about the resume, application letter, on how will you write now, winning cover letter and resume. Because if you will be immersed or if you will work no in the future, yung pre-deployment talaga or yung kailangan talaga if you will find a work or a job, you need to submit cover letter and resume. So yun yung gagawin ni UM sa inyo ngayon in order for you to know kung ano talaga yung mga practices and at the same time kung ano yung mga strategies na kailangan gawin so that you will be prepared for the business or real world. Okay? And the another speaker will discuss about the career opportunities and also the best immersion practices of the HRM and tourism management in the University of Mindanao. Okay, for our first speaker this morning is the Assistant Dean of the College of Hospitality Education. She will discuss to you discovering what's in store for hospitality and tourism students, immersion practices, and career opportunities. So, good morning, and please help me welcome Dr. Maria Rina Kilistine. Good morning, ma'am.
Thank you, Sir Glenn. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, students. Am I loud and clear? Can you all hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. All right. Okay, thank you, Sir Glenn. Okay, for this morning, I will be talking about what's in store for hospitality and tourism students. Its immersion practices and career opportunities. Okay, let me share my screen. Right. Give me a minute, sir. Give me a minute.
Kita na siya, ma'am.
Makita na.
Yes, po.
Alright. Wait lang, sir. I think I'm lost. How about that one, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Clear na siya.
Okay. So, all right. So to start with, okay. Right. Am I good? I'm lagging. I'm lagging in, sir. Okay. Am I clear, Sir Glenn?
Yes, po.
Okay. All right. So for this morning, we have to discover as to what's in store for you when you choose hospitality and tourism program. So I will be sharing to you the immersion practices and career opportunities that we are offering to our students, okay, to our would-be students. So to start with, I have here the outline. I will be discussing as to what programs we are offering in the College of Hospitality Education. At the same time, who are our faculty members in facilities and laboratories to where we do collaboration with, and of course, the highlight of this topic is actually the internships and career or job opportunities that is in store for you. Okay, but prior to that, I would love to give you a quick look of what we can offer through this video. Right?
Di po ata na-share yung computer sound, ma'am.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Sir Glenn.
Yung sa may ano mo more ata yan, you can share the computer sound. Parang sa setting sa
Okay.
taas or sa baba po.
Let me check. Computer sound.
Yes po.
So may video siya but walang computer sound.
Yes po.
Give me a minute, sir.
Parang sa taas ata, ma'am, ng ating Zoom or nasa baba. And
Okay.
may 3 dots siguro. Then,
Okay.
yan
So may more. And then,
share computer sound. I-click mo lang yan siya, ma'am.
enable items. Record. Optimize video clip. I don't know. Wait, I will ask for. Wala
Okay.
daw computers. Give me a minute, sir. Wala computers. Sir, hello? Hello,
Yes,
sir?
yes po, ma'am.
I have to remove my headset now. So
Okay
everybody can
na
hear.
headset, ma'am. Wait
Ha?
mag i-stop sana ko imong sharing tapos akong
Ask it daw. Tapos, sir. Okay, okay.
nagyud siya sa may nakakita kag remote control, ma'am, kung mag-share screen na ka nay annotate, remote control, and more. Sa more, ma'am, kay na I share sound. Then, imo lang siya i-click. So, ako sa stop ang share, ma'am. Another option is pag mag-share screen ka na, di ba mo pili man kaunsa ang imong i-share. And then, sa pinakababa sa kuan na ay nakabutang share sound, optimize for video clip, imo lang i-click ang share sound po.
I-try na ko, sir, ha?
Okay po. Okay, while waiting, I will read no some of our comments sa ating YouTube, sa ating Zoom account. Okay, so good morning to all our students from Carmen National High School, and also we have students from F. Bangoy, Kidama National High School, San Luis National High School of Davao Oriental, Mati National Comprehensive. Okay, ating marinig na, ma'am? Yan po. Loud and clear na po yung video.
About that one, sir.
Loud and clear na po. Okay na po.
Thank you, sir. Okay. So am I good to go, sir?
Yes, Doc.
Okay. All right. Sorry for that. I have to start from the very beginning of the video so that you're not going to miss it. Okay. So there is a quick look of you as to what the college can offer. All right. Okay. There you go. So that was actually the areas in our laboratory and our hotel training laboratory in which you will be engaged with when you are with us. Okay. But for that, for everything to be realized, we are actually guided with this program educational objectives. First is to demonstrate the abilities of hospitality professionals that can work in diverse cross-cultural setting because as far as we know, we are in the hospitality field. So it's gonna be a diverse, you will be working with a diverse environment. No? So there will be cross-cultural setting. So we have to, of course, develop that ability for us to become hospitality professionals. Second, educational objective is to demonstrate leadership, interpersonal communication, collaborative, and cultural competence. So these are the competencies that we need to address, specifically leadership, interpersonal communication, and at the same time, collaborative and cultural competence. We would love to give you that competencies, okay? And at the same time, we will be exhibiting high sense of ethical responsibility, okay? Because we will be working with diverse people, so ethical responsibility is a must for a hospital for a hotelier. Okay. And then the fourth one is to engage in research and continuing professional development. So as we go along, we will be able to discuss this thoroughly. All right. So please take note that we are all guided with this program educational objectives for us to be able to realize, no, as to what you have seen in the videos to our students. All right. So to start with, let us go on with the program offering that the College of Hospitality Education has. So we have two programs. In the meantime, we have the so-called Bachelor of Science in Hospitality Management, and we also have Bachelor of Science in Tourism Management. So, in other words, two programs are actually offered and which you can choose from. Right? So when we say hospitality management, this is a 4-year degree program that covers the process of conception to planning to development to human resources and management and of the different aspects of the hotel, restaurant, and resort operations. In other words, we are actually from the very inception of your course, say for example, you are in your first year, so there it goes conception, there it goes planning, development. In other words, you will be introduced with the hotel operations, the different aspects of hotel, the different departments, the interconnectivity of these departments in the hotel. There could be restaurants inside hotel or within the building, and at the same time, even resort operations. So that includes a lot of conception, of planning, of development, and even human resource and management. The course, the program itself, or the course itself has these things. Okay? In other words, we will be developing people to be part of the human resources in management that could be catered in the different aspects and departments in the hotel. All right. For tourism management, on the other hand, is actually oversight of all activities related to the tourism and hospitality industries. It's a multidisciplinary field that prepares people, you, we are referring to you, with the interest experience and training for management positions in the food, accommodation, and tourism industry. In other words, you can be form part of the airline industry now, as part of, say, for example, a flight attendant, an FA. No? Um, you could have positions in the food industry as well, being the receptionist, and even accommodations as a front desk officer. So this will be detailed as we go along with this discussion. So that is just an overview as to what the Bachelor of Science in Hospitality and or Tourism Management have. All right. Okay. So let us take a closer look as to what the hospitality management can offer. Currently, the hospitality management, or formerly known as the HRM or Hotel and Restaurant Management, now hospitality management, is a PACOCOA Level 3 accredited status. Okay? In other words, this is an accrediting body in which grant, granted us this Level 3 status. In other words, we are of that quality already in terms of education, facilities, laboratory, curriculum, everything that we can offer in this status. And we are on level 3 accredited status by this accrediting body, the PACOCOA. And currently, we are preparing for the requirements on our future applications for level 4 because we will not stop from there. We are actually aiming for more of the levels that the PACOCOA has. So definitely, we are working for level 4 and even COD and COE. No? Meaning to say, we are visioning out, no, to be the center of development and center of excellence, no, to be granted by the CHED. And again, that is for us to be able to qualify for the ICE accreditation. The ICE accreditation is an international accrediting body in which all over the world, now specifically Europe and the America, there really are of higher status that could grant a specific educational institution. So we are aiming to that. The hospitality management, since we are in its level 3, so we are aiming for level 4 and at the same time an international certification or accreditation which is called the ICE. So we hope that you will be part of this endeavor, no? As we are aiming for these qualifications and then it will be form part of this. No? Magkasama tayo in this endeavor. All right. For tourism management, we are on the level 2 accredited status by the PACOCOA. Why level 2? Because the tourism is actually a 5-year late, no, in the program, in the college. We started with hotel and restaurant management, and then later on, included in our program the tourism management. So that is why they are on the level 2 status, and hospitality management are on the level 3 status. But both are all preparing for the requirements on our future applications, again for level 3 and 4, and COD and COE as well. Again, for us to be able to qualify for the ICE accreditation. The ICE accreditation is the internationally acclaimed accrediting body, no, that includes Europe and in America. All right. So we could be not at par with their standards. We are always following international standards. Okay, so that's it. So we have hospitality management and tourism management that we are offering in the college. All right. Okay. To add on for the faculty members, currently we have 18 faculty members, 13 of which are actually full-time full-time faculty members, 5 are part-time, and uh, we have this number, okay? We have 4 doctors currently and 6 masters, and there are still 6 ongoing doctors and 5 ongoing masters. See? So with these qualifications, the caliber of the faculty is actually upscaling as well. No? We are we are we are having a continuous learning education in such a way that we are currently enrolled and we really are pursuing as to the highest level of educational qualifications. So in other words, faculty members are updated, are up to date, who are keeping abreast as to what the education has have to, and at the same time, we really are doing our best to be keeping abreast, right? With the qualifications for us to be able to teach our students. All right. Okay. In here, we have facilities and laboratories. So again, I will be showing you a video because we could offer a lot, and I wanted you to have a virtual tour. Way back, we really are offering this to our students. The OSA are actually offering a campus tour, especially to our freshman students. And this time, since we are in the pandemic, so definitely we can only offer you a virtual tour to our facilities and laboratories. So here it is. I will end up the video to that part because everything will be done. Nah, we'd love to give you that orientation when face-to-face is allowed. All right. So for the facilities and laboratories, we have the so-called La Spezia Hotel. We pronounce it as La Spezia. Okay, La Spezia Hotel. This is an Italian-inspired hotel. It's basically our training laboratory. So for us to be able to give a replica of what the industry is doing right now. So this could be your best training ground. Okay, so we have the hotel training laboratory. We have the hotel training laboratory in which you will be exposed with, nah? And immersed with when face to face is allowed. All right. So give me a minute. I think I need to emphasize more of our laboratories. Uh, just to give you the detail, all right, to that. Okay, so we have laboratory areas, which include first is the hotel laboratory, or we call it laboratory one, which composed of the front office section, the housekeeping section, the travel bureau section, and the bar and restaurant section. Sometimes it is called the public area section, in which basically what there is a a direct contact with the guest. That is why it is called public area as well. So as you enter the hotel training laboratory, there is this front office section. Okay, as what you have seen in the video earlier. And then housekeeping sections, those are the rooms that we've got. So we are actually having 3 rooms currently. And then each of these rooms has different specifications. Now, and you will be learning that a lot when you will be enrolling the course. Okay. We also have travel bureau section, and this is again intended for the laboratory activities of the tourism management students. And then we have bar and restaurant section. That's what you have observed in the video earlier, that students were actually preparing food, serving rather food in the restaurant, and then preparing food in the kitchen. And then there were also bar and barista, the cocktails that they prepared, and at the same time the coffee concoctions. So that all happens in one area, that is in bar and restaurant section. All of this is actually in one building, in one area of the building, and that is our hotel training laboratory, which includes front office section, housekeeping section, the travel bureau section, and the bar and restaurant section. All right. So another one is the collaboration. Collaboration in which the College of Hospitality Education is a member of, in terms of institutions. Meaning to say, we are a member institutionally with these accrediting body and associations and organizations. First is we have the ICRI, which wherein it is an international council on hotel, restaurant, and institutional education. So it's an international association in which we are actually that is for us to be able to keep abreast, to keep us updated as to what is going on in the hospitality industry. So we have to be part of this international organizations. We call it ICRI. Okay. Another organization that the college is actually a member of is the PATA. We call it PATA, or the Pacific Asia Travel Association, specifically for tourism program. So faculty members are actually updated, or they're keeping themselves updated through conferences, conventions, that they will be joining in these organizations We call it Pacific Asia Travel Association. Okay. Another one is the COREP. We call it COREP. Okay. That is the Council of Hotel and Restaurant Educators of the Philippines. We both have national and local organization to this. And in which, again, what is happening in the real world, nationally and locally, we are still updated, and that we can do knowledge transfer to our students. We can do techno transfer to our students based on the learnings that we've got from these organizations. Okay. The other one is the army. We read it as army, but that means the Association of Administrators in Hospitality, Hotel and Restaurant Management Educational Institutions. See? So all administrators in the hospitality field, all hotel and restaurant management educational institutions, both academe and industry are in this group, are in this association, and for them to keep updated, for each and every member of this organization to keep updated as to what the industry is doing right now, especially in the new normal. Okay, and then as well as they can learn from the educational institutions, and otherwise we can also learn from the industry itself. Now, it's gonna be an exchanging um, of knowledge, informations, any updates that the industry and the academe is having. All right. The last one is the institutional membership and solely for students. See, solely for students. So we are also um, in joining our students in this membership, in this association, and we call it JTH MAP, okay, or the Junior Tourism and Hospitality Management Association of the Philippines. See, of the Philippines. And take note, the vice president of this JT MAP for students, no, intended for students, is actually our student here. So take note, it is entirely the Philippines. So in other words, lahat po ng member, all of the schools and universities that is a member of this organization, no, are bringing along as one, and then we are actually what, updating again with each other in terms of hospitality management, no, as to what the industry is doing right now. Okay, so that is where we are linked off. So currently, we are working for more collaboration efforts, specifically in the ASEAN countries. So we are still working on it. It's a work in progress. But as of the moment, we have these institutional memberships, or in the College of Hospitality Education, both hospitality and tourism programs are part of. No? And this ICRE, CATA, COREP, ARME, and JTH MAP. So with this, you won't get lost. Okay? You will be updated as to what the industry is actually having and going. All right. On this part, to give you a sort of icebreaker, I hope you are still with me. I'd want you to open a new tab and then go to www.slido.com, and you key in this code 88243, and I will give you a sort of activity. Okay, so kindly go to www.slido.com and key in this passcode. It's 88243.
Okay, so encouraging no all the students, and
Yes.
whoever will win, no, ma'am, the top 5 siguro bibigyan natin ng gifts.
Yeah. Yes. UM is generous enough to give students. Okay, top 5 students will be receiving from Sir Glenn, from the office of Sir Glenn.
Siguro yung username, they need to include the school name so that the school will be recognized, ma'am.
Yes. All right. Yes, school name and then dash and then the name of the student. All right.
Maybe you can type to, no, if nasa slido.com na kayo, kindly type to sa chat box. Type to sa mga nakapunta na sa slido.com. And also sa ating YouTube, let's wait for our participants in YouTube since may 10 seconds delay.
Okay.
Okay, so far marami nang nag-type to, ma'am.
Okay, type 2, type 2. All right. Can you key in your school and your name, please? So it won't appear here as anonymous. So you can be recognized as well. All right, so far I have how many? 2. Baka-delayed lang, sir, no? Okay. 3. How many are registered for this morning, sir?
Actually, almost 300 yung registrants natin, ma'am. In
Wow.
our YouTube, we have, this is just an average viewers. Umabot
Yeah.
tayo 56, siguro mga nasa more than 100.
All right.
And here in our Zoom, we have 44 as of this moment.
Okay. All right. So 44 students. So are we all good? Yes. Can I share now the question, sir, or late or
30 seconds siguro, ma'am.
30 seconds? All
Kasi
right.
yung sa ating YouTube.
Okay. Delay sa YouTube. All right. So we have from what school, Sir Glenn? We have
Various ma'am, participants. We have schools from Davao Oriental, Davao del Norte, De Oro, Tagum, and even from Socsarjan. We have participants from these particular areas.
okay. Yeah, we have Carmen National High School. Good morning, Miss Angelina. We have yes from Bangboy Senior High School. We have Miss Malin. Good morning. We have Our Lady of Guadalupe. Yes. I lost it. Wait. Yes, from Bangboy Senior High School. Yes. All right. More to come. So we have 32 participants, Sir Glenn. Is that good?
Hindi na siguro yan siya, ma'am.
Pwede na?
Yes po.
Okay. So, oops. Wait lang. Give me a minute. It won't. It's not working. Yeah. All right. What have you seen on screen, Sir Glenn?
The question number 1, ma'am.
Okay, question number 1. Yes. I'm loading here. I'm logging. Wait, give me a minute. It's number 1. show yun eh. No? Give me a minute, Sir Glenn, ha? Nagalag.
Sure, ma.
Mahina internet ngayon. What's on your screen? It's question number 2 already.
Yes po. Question 2 na siya.
Okay. I haven't seen the first question yet. The answers rather for the first question. Okay. Let me check. Oh, I'm lagging. Yeah, there you go. So for we have question number 1. Let me check. The question was, what are the 2 programs that the College of Hospitality Education is offering? 14% answers A, Hospitality Management. Nagalag ko, sir.
Lagi ang screen.
Yeah, ini mong net. Just so today. All right. 95% got the correct answer. It's both A and B. 5% answered hospitality management. But 95% of them got the correct answer, which is actually good enough. It's both A and B. So the college is offering hospitality management and how do we say it? Tourism management. Oh, I am disconnected. The lag ko, sir. All right. How about that one, sir? On your screen. Question number 2. So Glenn, can you still hear me? Na-disconnect ko. Sorry. It's just, I'm lost. This is sad.
Okay. So let's wait now for Ma'am Arena. There's a problem with internet as of this moment.
Yeah. What's on your screen right now, Sir Glenn? It's question number 2.
Yes po.
Question
And
number 2.
the result of question number 2.
Okay. Result of question number 2. So let us see as to who got the correct answer. Wait, let me check. I cannot see it. Hospitality management is at what level? 4% answered level 1, 9% answered level 2. And how will I? This is crazy. Internet is crazy. I am breaking up with you, internet.
Lag, no? But it's 80%. Yeah, I am disconnected again, Sir Glenn. But 80% of the participants answered correctly. Yes, hospitality management is already and it's level 2 ACOCOA accredited status. Hello, hello.
Yes, ma'am, you're still there po.
Okay. I think I'm lagging. Okay, so this is question number 3. Can you now see the question number 3, Sir Glenn? Not
Wala pa.
yet. Uh-oh. All right. So there are a total of how many faculty members in the College of Hospitality Education? And they are correct, 100% got it right. It's 18 of us, all in all, both full-time faculty members and part-time faculty members, 100%. Very good. And then next question we have, I am lagging. Sorry to that. I am no longer moving here. Okay, question number 4. For training laboratory areas, that includes A, hotel laboratory, hot and cold kitchen, function hall. It says here, I am reconnecting. And then D says all of the above. So, answer please. Okay, let me share. Sir Glenn, can you now see the question number 4?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. All of the above. Correct. 88% got it right. So we have hotel training laboratory. We also have hot and cold kitchen. And of course, our newly built function hall is also available for use, no, for laboratory students. But 88% of you got it right. Okay. And 24 answered. Okay. All of the total of 24 participants. I'm lagging. Okay. Question number 5. What institutional membership for students does the college is a part of? A, ICRE, B, PATA, C, JTH MAP, and D, all of the above. Is it all of the above? Okay. Anyone? What institutional membership for students does the college is a part of? Ano yung solely for students? We have association that we are a member of, like faculty for the HM program. We also have an association, which we're a part of for tourism faculty, and we also have for students, right? And what do you think it is? Okay, what institutional membership for students does the college is a part of? For students, okay? All right. Yung bata and I3. Okay. So 45 already participated. For students, so the question is specific for institutional membership for students. So for students, we have the JTH map, no, and 16% of you answered it correctly. All right. So yeah, that's it. I think we cannot, for a slido.com, so I think we cannot identify students who answered it immediately, right? It doesn't appear here. So thank you for your participation. Students, okay, we're done. 60, oh, wait, nag-answer pa sila. 23%, okay. Moving forward, 23%, 69 of you participated. So there are 23% already who answered. It's gonna be a JTH map. Okay. All right. So we're good. Sir Glenn?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay, going back. Okay. Going back to the lesson. So we have, yes. All right, there you go. We have we have the internships or the immersion practices of the College of Hospitality Education. So definitely this is for hospitality and tourism internships and immersion practices. Okay. In the college, we have the so-called the U.S. Work and Travel Program. Okay. The U.S. Work and Travel Program is intended for students, actually not just the student, but I was also once a participant to this. In other words, I was able to attend and be part of this immersion program in the US, wherein I work as part of the hotel personnel. Now, I work in the food and beverage department in Hyatt Chesapeake Bay, Maryland. No, that is in Maryland, USA. So definitely, we offer that one as well to our students. But for students, that will only last for about 3 months. Now, 2 to 3 months. Now they have 2 months as for their internship, and then 1 month for the grace period for them to be able to enjoy US, because all of us have the so-called American dream. So definitely you can realize the dream if you will be part of this US work and travel program. And then we also have, these are the internships or immersion practices that the college is offering. We also have a 3-month off-campus internships that is both national and local. So we do have national internships. We have linkages. We have partner HTs in the national arena and in local as well. We also have in-house hotel training laboratory immersion, the one that I showed to you earlier in that video. That is actually our hotel training laboratory. But again, we have kitchen laboratory and function hall. So all of that are actually working now for our in-house immersion. And then currently, since it is pandemic, so we are offering as well a flexible industry practicum. Okay, so we have partnered number of agencies that is offering this industry practicum online or virtually. They offer this industry practicum virtually. So let us go into the details of which One is the U.S. Work and Travel Program. Okay, I was actually the one in the picture. I was like, how will I say it? It's 20 pounds younger, not the age, but I was 20 pounds younger this time. I worked as a buffet attendant in that hotel in Maryland that is in Hyatt. Are you familiar? I know, or I hope you're familiar with Hyatt. It's an international chain of hotel, and they also have luxury brand of hotel. This one is the Regency brand. It is a resort hotel in the US, particularly in Maryland, USA. Parang kung sa atin dito Surigao siya kasi it's or Rojas maybe because um, medyo sa dagat. Okay, that is why it's a hotel resort. So I worked there as a buffet attendant in this because I immersed myself in all areas of the food and beverage department. So this was the first one, no, that is in a buffet station, a breakfast buffet station, a dinner buffet station, or a lunch buffet station, in which I work as a buffet attendant. So in here, to give you a glimpse, I was actually preparing salad. So guests can just pick up those ingredients or what particular ingredient they would love to for their salads, such as croutons. They do have uh, greens, variety of greens. Okay, lettuce, for example. They have mushrooms. They've got corn. Everything that can be eaten raw. Anything that can be eaten raw or as part of the salads of their salads, they can just pick them up because it's a buffet style. So it's like you build your own salad. You have to they have to pick up these ingredients, no, and then they have to go to in the station, no. So where I was standing, and then they have to choose for their dressing. So I have three options here for the dressings, and then I have also three mixing bowls for the dressing. So if guests would love to have this blue cheese dressing, for example, the one that I was actually holding with, it's a blue cheese dressing. So they have to give in to me their plate. They have to hand over to me their plate with the salads, with their choices of the ingredients for their salad, and I have to toss the dressings for them. I have to toss their choice of dressing for them. So if they choose to have a blue cheese dressing, so I have to put it in this mixing bowl. If they choose to have a ranch dressing, so I have to put it in this bowl. Or the other on the side, yung hindi medyo nakita, is actually a vinaigrette dressing. So I have to make use of this bowl. Things like that. So that's how it works in the US. No? It's definitely a a sort of a new approach to us because here we are not used to it. We are not used to with we are not used to with salads. So we have to have, but of course, when you go to international chain of hotels, it is readily available. No, and that is to cater our, of course, foreign guests and tourists. All right. So another one, another picture. Yes, that was still me again. I cannot, I cannot check on. Though we have students who are actually who were able to be part of this work and travel program in the US, but the thing is, give me a minute. Give me a minute. All right. So there were actually students, number of students already for several years because I was there. That was 2010. Sir Glenn, madugog akong background, yung medyo maingay or okay lang? Am I still here?
Okay, opo.
Okay lang? Sige, okay. Sorry for that. Okay, so there were actually, going back, there are actually US, medyo nag-ingay siya sandali. So there were actually numerous students already who were considered an ex-participant to this U.S. work and travel program. And two of us in the faculty, faculty members are actually part of this immersion program in the U.S. For faculty, we call it immersion program because it it actually runs from 6 months to 1 year. I availed the 1 year program now of this. So I was immersed in the food and beverage department, no, in all areas of the food and beverage department in the hotel. So be it in the banquet station. So I will show it to you one by one. In here for this picture, it's actually a reception area for restaurant. Now we have a fine dining restaurant. So guests are coming in. We are actually accepting walk-in guests, and at the same time, for reservations. That is why it has telephone and it has POS in here. Right, the monitor that you are seeing is actually the POS, so we can see the 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 on and off of the guests now for guests or customers in the restaurant. So we do multitask here. We have to monitor in this no in the restaurant area, the dining area, as to how many guests will be. We're almost done so that we can sit in those who are waiting, and then we also have to answer telephone for reservations. So this time I was actually in in costume rather, because it was a Halloween, no, and you know that they have America has is very much particular with that day. They have actually a party to that, no. So the manager told us to come up with to wear rather something like this one for Halloween. So I am actually a wicked witch this time. All right. So I answered phone calls for reservation, restaurant reservations, and I also monitor no the in and out of the restaurant guests. Okay, that's how it works. So you have to have presence of mind when you do that. When you will be working as a receptionist and a restaurant receptionist, because we have front desk, no receptionist. We also have restaurant receptionist. All right. This one, okay, another uniform. It's black one because I worked as an in-room dining server. We call it in-room dining server. So for a 24-hour hotel operations, food and beverages are also open 24 hours. So guests, so on my back, if you notice, that is actually the menu that is available in the guest rooms. In other words, what is actually in this menu should be readily available for guests who would love to dine in their rooms only. They wouldn't love to go out. They opt just stay in their room, at some foods, grab one in dining, or we call this common as room service, but in Hyatt, call it in dining. So you can actually call, you can throw over, and have direct the apartment, and then that one um, seeing is the
Naglag
PO
ka, ma'am.
in which it's like are going to order, and I have to put it in the monitor. So again, it's gonna be a multitask one because guests, especially whites, like Americans, for example, because I was in the US. So there are a lot of whites. Of course, people are white, so they are wait lang, I think so they are just actually like, okay, can I place more order? They're very much fast. They're very fast in placing the order. So you have to do multitask. Yeah, you should be very good in multitasking. You have to listen carefully and at the same time encode it in the POS. Can I place some order? I want to have some coffee, but my coffee should be regular and no water, no sugar at all. I have and this and this and that. So you have to be very quick in responding to that and encoding that one in the POS. So that's how it works. And then server, since this time I was actually a coordinator, we call it coordinator, in-room dining coordinator. If you answer telephone calls and if you take orders from this guest, no, you're the coordinator, and then you have to print down the receipts and then give it to a server, no, in-room dining server, and then the server, the kitchen will prepare the food, and then the server, the in-room dining server will run the food. Will get the food from the kitchen and then run the food to the guest rooms. So again, the challenge here is that you have to be very good with the educations, no, of guest rooms, because if you're not aware of and if you're not familiar with, your food will get cold, when you are already in the room. Foods are already cold when you are in the room, so you have to be very quick at it. Okay, so that is again another job opportunity, in the hotel setting. Okay, another work. Yes, this is the restaurant area that I worked with now. Definitely, wow, it was already, it is still dark outside, no? If you can see, it's still dark outside. I was working as a breakfast server in the fine dining. So the if you know the table, it has coffee cups in it. No, the setup is breakfast. So we're actually waiting for guests. There are guests who would love to have their coffee like early in the morning, as early as 6:30 a.m. because the restaurant opens at 6:30 a.m. And that's it. Okay, and then around that serves when breakfast serving time is from 6:30 down to 11. So you have to turn down the service in preparation for luncheon. So again, we have to remove this if it is not used, then we have to remove them and then convert it into a luncheon setup. And then dinner, when lunch is done, say for example, lunch is serving time for lunch is actually from 7 down to 2 p.m. So by 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., we are actually turning down, set up, and preparing it for dinner. So we have again another setup because it's a fine dining restaurant. So I don't know if you're familiar with fine dining. It has a lot of courses to offer. So from first course to second course to third course, or we call it like appetizers to salad to soup to main courses to desserts. Okay, things like that. The beauty of working in the hospitality, specifically in the field of food and beverage service operations or in the restaurant, is that you can also eat a lot right after, of course. No? You are not allowed to eat what the guests are eating as well, or what are the foods for the guests. No, you have a separate. We have a cafeteria that is again buffet, but all of those foods available in the cafeteria is that all you can eat. No, so this one is a sample dessert. The picture in here is actually a sample dessert. These are just bite sizes. No, medyo naka-zoom lang siya kaya medyo malaki tingnan. But the thing is, they are actually in one plate, dessert plate. It's just a dessert plate. So dessert plate is like 5 to 6 inch, no? It's just a small one. So these are bite size. So this is a lemon tart. This is a cheesecake, a New York cheesecake, but it's mini, no? Mini New York cheesecake. And then the other one is a chocolate mousse. So this is actually served for dessert, no? Right after a very good meal for your guests. So you can offer that one as well to your guests, no? As the closing, to close their appetite. So that's dessert one. And one good thing is that we can also have this, pwede tayo makakain. Because sometimes ilalagay yan siya sa ganun mga desserts, it will be put as well in the cafeteria. Lalagay siya sa cafeteria. So let's think. One thing. Ayan, there you go. The lady that is black, the black lady. Can I call her black lady? But she's actually American, black American. Is actually our restaurant manager. I work here as a restaurant server. That's in fine dining. So this is me. This is actually Serbian. I forgot her name because that was 10 years ago. But we're still friends in Facebook, but I cannot read her name because it's like, I don't know. Because she is Serbian. Nah? So that's part of Europe. And she went there for, again, he worked on travel. Nah? So every summer, they're going to the US to travel because it is paid one. Okay, so she is the one, the curly hair lady, but that is just a wig. No? She used to have a different hairstyle every day because she is actually how do we call that one? Has a skinny hair, like very curl hair that sticks to her head. So that is why she is wearing wig. So sometimes it's hair is straight, sometimes it's gonna be curly, and sometimes it's just very short. Okay, but she is our restaurant manager. That is why she is not in uniform. I was wearing a uniform as a buffet attendant this time. Huh? So he is Pravin. Okay, he is Pravin, an Indian intern as well. Three of us are interns here, but they are still students. No? There were students. Uh, he's from India. Pravin is from India, and then the other one is from Serbia. Okay, so we are also offering that one to our students. I have photos and pictures to show later. No, that our students did as well the US Work and Travel Program. No, kasi yung gastos mo, mababalik din sa'yo because you're actually paid for that immersion, no? From the hotel, from the host establishment. We call it host establishment. All right. Perks of going into America is of travel. It's called US and Travel Program. It will really give you time to travel, especially when you in the US already. So you think, oh, when can I come back here? I have to what to travel. So this is one of the photos I am you, but two of states the US. I think or yes, 15 states in the US. I stayed there for was able to sit 50 in the internship. It was paid by the host establishment by Hyatt. It's like they 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 consider me as one of their employees. No? That is why I have how they call it is it honorarium, salary, or wage allowance? Yeah, allowance. Yes, I had an internship allowance. All right. Oh, give me a minute. All right. So that's it. So that is just one of the photos to show you that you could also have availed of the travel program. No? Tsaka maraming Pinoy noon naman libre sa travel to ano to tourists. They are just in a tour runs. So another internship practice we have here is a 3-month campus internships, both national and local. So this one, she is our graduate, our recent graduate. No, when was that? Before the pandemic. Yeah, they are actually the pandemic graduate. We call them pandemic graduate. So this is in Seda Hotel, local, na Seda Brisa Hotel, wherein Miss Janet Makatwal, she is our student, is actually doing her internship in or at Seda Hotel, Seda Brisa Hotel, wherein she was assigned in the pastry department. So In her picture, I think she is preparing the cookies and cream. It could be a cookie in a jar as one of the amenities, no? To be given to guests who are availing of the room service, things like that. But she is actually a part of the pastry department wherein she works as a pastry chef. See that one? See, she works as a pastry chef. So you will be learning a lot. Okay? You will be learning a lot when you do this internship. Okay. Another one is this one. Okay. Another dessert. So she really is in the pastry department where she has an an exposure. She has an exposure as to how, what, and when to prepare this, no? Pastries, right? So yeah, this is in Seda Hotel, Abriza. Okay, this is as well in Seda Hotel, wherein Rene. His name is Rene. He is already a graduate. Yeah, again, a pandemic graduate. That was in March. No? And then she works here as a buffet server, na still inside the hotel. So you have that one. So you have to set that up, bring that up from the kitchen down the to the restaurant area, to that section. You have to be very particular with hygiene and sanitation in the preparation of such because this is food. This entails food preparation. So definitely, you also have to be very hygienic. So look at him. Diba, ang linis tingnan. So in other words, you also have to be like him if you are going to work in the restaurant department. Okay? Another one. It's really stale. Okay. So in this picture, Rene is actually working as a front desk clerk, no, front desk clerk, wherein he answers incoming calls. It could be reservations, it could be queries, it could be favors from the guests. As long as you're going to answer them politely, you are actually practicing the hotel standards in answering the phone, and you are good to go. Okay, and we are doing that one here in our college, in our program. We're actually not just training our students, but are educating our students to hone their competencies, not to upskill as to what they do have. So we can, when they leave the portals of this institution, they can now spread their wings, no? And then excel in their own field. Okay? Ayan. This one is an example. This picture is an example of a 3-month of campus internship national category. Why? Because this is in Boracay. Okay, we have a partner agency to this, the Astoria, Boracay. So our students were able to immerse, not just expose themselves, but immerse themselves for 3 months long in Boracay. Pero mo yan, kung gusto mo maligo ng tubig ng Boracay for 3 months, you can have it all for 3 months because you were there doing an internship, no? Gaining and honing your skills. Okay? So definitely that is their uniform because it's a resort. In Boracay, it's a resort. But still, you are managing resort. So you have to, of course, be in this attire, na? Para makasabay ka sa guests. Not that formal. Yan. And that part, that is still in Astoria, Boracay, in which they are working as a front desk clerk. Yes. So the coming in and out of the guests, no, in that resort hotel, no, will be entertained in this area. It's a front. They're working as a front desk clerk. So you have take note that you have the direct contact with the guest. So what competencies that you need to? Communication skills, the hard and soft skills. Okay? And we are honing you that one, no, in our program. Okay. aside from those mentioned, we have international, national, and local. We also have in-house hotel training laboratory, immersion. Take note of that, immersion. No? Not just a course requirement, but we also have student development that we develop, no? Through of these activities in the laboratory, and we are inviting outside, no, speakers, outside, or who are industry practitioners. This Mr. Armo, which is working, now he's working a cruise ship. So whenever he gets home, then we will be able to at least get uh, his time to spend it to our students, share his expertise and knowledge, no, grasp some work and share it to our students. UMS Generous. So we really are actually doing the techno transfer, the knowledge transfer. Para paglabas ng students namin, they are already what? They are already aware as to what the industry is doing. No? Kung anong ginagawa ng industry, yan yung ginagawa namin dito sa aming laboratory. Alright. This one also. This was a fine dining activity by my class. Yes. Wherein we really are inviting this chef, this very expert chef from Olive Bistro Restaurant, and he is now working in one of the resorts in Bohol. Yeah, in Bohol. Yes, one of the most luxurious hotels or hotel resorts in Bohol. No, that was a very good tawag ito, meal, and our guest to that was actually no other than the president of the university, and then the top management of the university. See, so the pressure that I am putting onto my students for them to be very good now when they leave the portals of the institution is actually the same pressure that they can get when they are in the industry later on. No? Because I am really doing what is the industry is also doing. We are doing it so what the industry is doing. Now, our campus. So we are inviting in speakers to help us guys this activity so that students can really learn no? From these experts. So this is our in-house hotel training immersion, no? And there is a lot of that we can offer. Yeah, this is a plating session. So we have to plate the food. We have to garnish the plate so to make it palatable, to make it more delicious to look at. Because again, this Japanese says the eyes eats first. No, so when you see that your food is very much appealing, so you have to be very good with what garnishing, the plating, defacing your plate. So you have to be very good at it. So this is again another training that we are giving to our students. No? When they do the in-house laboratory, no, immersion, and they can have this in every major courses that they have. No, when they're enrolled in the major courses, they can experience these things. All right. Okay, what time is it? Am I still on? I am still okay. All right, there you go. I'm still okay, Sir Glenn.
Yes,
I'm still good.
Yes.
Okay. So we have here the career or the job opportunities that is in store for you. Kasi ito yung title ng ating webinar ngayon, no? What really awaits you, no? When you choose to be part of this industry, then definitely you can have this career or job opportunities. So to start with, you can have a front office department in which you can work as a front office manager, you can work as a reservation staff, you can work as a telephone or PBX, no? We call it PBX or public exchange branch. And then we have concierge. You can work as a night auditor, you can work as an operator in this department alone, and a lot. There is still a bellman. You can work as a bellman. You can work as a door ambassador. Everything, no? From this department alone. So you have to visualize as to how you would look like in the next 5 years, maybe. Yes, in the next 5 years, I wanted to be part of the front office team, but I wanted to become a front office manager. So from there, okay, from the very start, you have to think of your career path. So what are the preparations that you're going to do for you to become a front office manager, right? So there could be a lot of career. Those are the job opportunities that awaits you when you wanted to become a part of the front office department. Okay, I will show you some video later for with regard to this. Okay. Okay. Another job opportunities in one of the departments in the hotel is the housekeeping operations, in which you can work as an executive housekeeper or a manager, executive housekeeping manager. Okay. For a larger hotel operations, they called it director of housekeeping department. No? For not that so large, they could have a direct executive housekeeper, or you can be a supervisor in the housekeeping department. You could also work as a room attendant or a chambermaid. Room attendant refers to male, chambermaid refers to female, no, attendant in the housekeeping department. You could also work in a public area as attendant, no? And then we also have a laundry and linen attendant. See? And a lot to offer in this department. Ang dami-dami. When I was in the US, the one that I mentioned earlier, for an immersion, no, most of their housekeeping personnel are actually Mexicans. Mexicans. So they can work as a room attendant or chambermaid, or they work as a public area attendant or a laundry and linen attendant. So a lot of options, no, to choose from in this department alone. So take note, that's one big hotel that has its department. You can work in the front office department if you wanted to, if you think you're very good in communication skills, if you are honed to communicating, then you can work rather in the front office, because you have a direct contact with the guest. Same thing with housekeeping department. Still, you have the direct contact with the guest, because you have to go to the rooms of your guests, knock their doors 3 times, for example. Good morning, housekeeping. Yes. So you have to have a direct contact with your guests. So you need to be very good in the communication skills as well. Okay. So another one is the food and beverage department. Yeah. So you can work as a restaurant manager, you can work as an executive chef, because again, in the video earlier, there is food in the restaurant that needs to be served. In short, they are actually prepared. Those foods are actually prepared by the chefs or the kitchen personnel. It can be an executive chef or a sous chef. Sous, we pronounce it as sous chef, or the assistant to the executive chef. You could also work rather as a line cook, or even a captain waiter or the head of the restaurant, no? And then you can be a wait staff or a food runner, and banquet and catering manager is also part of the food and beverage department. No? Banquet, like you're holding big number of people at one time. Like, for example, a wedding. A banquet function is a wedding, and which your client has 1,500 guests. So that's gonna be a banquet wedding. Pangmadamihan. Banquet functions. So you can work that as a manager, no? In the area of food and beverage department. So, ang daming pwedeng trabaho, no? Especially in Dubai, just to give you an idea, in Dubai, people there has already have their own association in their own place now. Meaning to say, if you are going to go to Dubai, graduates are actually um, becoming a part of the map already in Dubai. Yeah. In other words, graduates from, say, for example, 2002, 2003, up to nearly 2015, 2016, no? They were able to make their names in Dubai. Ang galing-galing kaya nila, no? So, meron ng pag magsabi kang ka doon, you won't get lost because ang daming mga estudyante natin na graduates who are now working in Dubai. Because if you know, this Dubai is one of the fastest developed state, country, kumbaga. Kasi nga, ang galing-galing nila in terms of tourism. Okay? They build tourism destinations. No? Gumagawa sila ng tourism destinations and attractions. So, that is why they're flocked with tourists. So, they need what? Students, graduates from hotel or a restaurant or hospitality management and tourism management. Okay? Other sectors include gaming and entertainment, such as hotel that has an attached casino to it. So that's gaming and entertainment. Others also, part of the industry is actually event management. So you won't get lost. No, there is a lot of work that awaits for you. You can be part of the sales and marketing team. You could be a guest relation officer. You could be a leisure, sports, and recreation manager. And the last one is cruise ship. I will show you as to how we exposed, not just exposed, but at least immersed our students in the cruise ship arena. No? Kung ano yung meron sa cruise ship. I will show you a video in a while, no? For this. Okay? So here are the career opportunities in tourism. One video and then another video before I will leave I will be done with the talk. So in this video, this will show you your opportunities. What are your careers when you choose to be part of the hospitality and tourism program? All right?
these are our tourism management professors, no? 4 of them. 3 of them rather are actually full-time and 1 part-time. So let me check. So those are your opportunities, career opportunities in the tourism program. So let me check. I will show you one immersion practices that we have. This is very, very awesome and amazing. Okay, I'm going to stop share this because it's in another slide, but I have to share one. Mhm. Going to share the video. So Glenn, I am still good.
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, give me a minute, sir. As I am going to share it in it's in my desktop. Share some. Yes. I can no longer find it. It's in my desktop. So Glenn, how will I find my USB in my desktop to share?
I-open mo muna yung ano ma'am, yung video sa flash drive.
Flash drive, but I cannot find the flash drive. Wait. Kasi hindi siya naka-minimize siya lahat. Minute. There you go. Okay. All right, this will be open. So I'm going to, yes. Right. How about that one, Sir Glenn?
Yes po.
Okay, so the last but not the least, I will be showing to you one of the best immersion practices college, which is actually good for both tourism and hospitality students, is our cruise ship immersion, in which it happened in a semester, in every semester rather. So here it is.
the peak. So we just took our lunch at Burger King's.
Yes.
And we're so poor. We
Tunga
shared a
mesa.
chicken bareheadedly, Filipino style.
Uh-huh.
That is borderline disgusting, but oh well, we're broke. I mean, we're broke.
Oh, girl.
Look, can you show them? There, you guys see this? This is how amazing it is.
All right. I think I have to pause and stop in that part because this is actually a long video. It's almost an hour. I have to stop this a to give Sir Glenn an hour for his talk. Okay, but prior to that, let me go back to my slide earlier because I still have one last slide. Okay, I think that's it. All right, so See, you've noticed that our students are really enjoying, no, their travel in the cruise ship, and which we we opted. You can opt rather to have that kind of experience, so that sooner or later, when you will be working or wanted to work in the cruise ship, then you know how it operates, how it runs. No? Because if you wanted to run and manage, no, an area or a specific department in the cruise ship, then you already have the knowledge as to how to do it. All right. So give me one last slide. Sir Glenn, I'm still clear. Are you seeing my
Yes,
screen?
po. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, in summary, I'd want you to earn your degree in hospitality and tourism management. Of course, if you choose then we will be seeing each other here in the campus sooner or later. If face to face is already allowed, then you will be able to learn from the experience, no? Because I myself is also an industry immersed, and so with my colleagues here, they are actually practicing educators. All right, and you'll be able to engage with different people for immersion in a global setting, just like what we did to our students. We're able to experience results in global. Choose the different specialization because area office department, food department, able to enhance or upskill. If you already will be one. That last one through away impact already. Thing an impact to them through a variety of careers. Away, right? But this morning, shared as to what our world is, as to what hospitality management is all about. College hospitality education is much.
Ay, ma'am, murag nalag ata.
Sir Glenn.
Yes po.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Ano, ma'am?
Nakat ako.
Opo.
Okay. Yes, sir. I'm good. Nakat
Okay.
ako.
Kanina, ma'am, parang nag-lag
Okay.
ako na yung problem sa internet connection.
Okay. Sorry to that.
Okay. No worries, ma'am. That's beyond your control naman.
Yeah.
So, nevertheless, ma'am,
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
for sharing the best practices, no? Best immersion practices of the hospitality and tourism management, and also for sharing to us your experiences during your time as a student. Okay? So, again, ma'am, thank you so much for your time and effort for being our resource speaker for this live webinar, the HRM and tourism. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, students.
So this time, no, let's have another topic. This is about pre-employment requirements. So since Dr. Ronaldo Castro was not here, so I'll be the one to discuss the topics about the pre-employment requirements. So why it is needed. No, during your immersion, you have your pre-deployment, and supposedly in your face-to-face setting, you need to write a cover letter and also a resume and then submit it to the to your immersion teacher. And in a real life setting, you need to submit that one to the employer so that the employer will assess now your qualifications if you are qualified for this particular job position. So this morning, I will be sharing to you. Actually, we have prepared no two videos on how to write a winning cover letter so that you will be interviewed among all the applicants. You will be chosen as the best applicant. And once you are the best applicant, you will be interviewed. That's why it is necessary for you to have an effective cover letter. It doesn't mean that you know how to write, you really know how to use vocabularies, no? However, the content, it's very necessary that the content of your letter is correct, no? You're using the correct format. That's why through this video, you will learn something on how to write a winning cover letter. So, okay, I'll be sharing it to you.
Hi to all our students in CAID 500 and welcome to our second video. Today we are going to talk about two important things in your CAID 500 and in your application process. Writing a cover letter, or popularly known as application letter and resume. First, why write a cover letter? I'd like to cite three reasons. First is that because you have earned a formal education, a formal baccalaureate degree, you need to show to your potential employer that you can write and that you can communicate well. That's why you have to write an application letter or a cover letter. Second is that you have to highlight your particular skills, your past work history, or other areas that are specific to the job that you are applying. You have to think of it as a quick sales pitch. And third reason is that you have to set yourself apart from the competition. Remember this, in one position, there's a dozen or two of you applying for that position. And therefore, the first level of assessment of your potential employer is your application letter. So, how are you going to write a winning cover letter? These are our tips. First, you have to write there the date. Don't forget the date. And when you are going to write your application letter, you are going to follow the American English style. So you start with the date, for example, September 10, 2020, not 10 September 2020. The next one is that you have to write the name of the addressee. Maybe the HR manager or the president of the organization. If you don't have any idea of the name of the HR manager or to whom you're going to address the letter, then you have to exert extra effort. You can visit the company, you can give them a call, and ask from them to whom you can address your application letter. If you're going to visit the company, then tell the HR office. Normally, you have to proceed to the HR office and ask the people there in the HR that you're interested to submit an application letter, and you're going to inquire from them to whom you're going to address the letter. So get the complete name, the exact position of the person, and of course the name of the company and the address. So that's how you're going to do it. For example, you have Miss Joanne T. Santos, HR manager. Oops, you also have to make sure that Joanne Santos is the HR manager, because she might be the VP for HR, and by writing there HR manager, you have demoted the person. So it's already a demerit in your part. So you have to make sure what's the exact position of the person. So let's go back to that. Miss Joanne T. Santos, HR manager, XYZ Corporation, Ponciano Street, Davao City. That's it. And then you have the opening. You say, Miss Santos, colon. Do not write Dear Miss Santos, because remember that your application letter is a formal style of communication, and writing the word Dear Miss Santos reduces the formality of your communication unless you are very close to that person. So you write there Miss Santos, colon. In your first paragraph, you have to mention how did you get to know about the information of the position, whether you get the information from a friend or somebody who's working in the organization, or maybe you have read that somewhere in the local paper, then you can cite that in your first paragraph and your interest of applying for the position. So for example, you would say, I've read in the local paper, Mindanao Times, dated September 4, 2020, that your company is in need of accounting staff. I wish to apply for the position. Alright? So you have there the information and your interest. Why is it's important that you cite the information? Because it's also significant to the company whether the promotion that they have had is working for them. And it's giving them an output. It's giving them effective promotion of their job opening. The second paragraph of your application letter, you can write there your experience. Two things, no? One is your work experience related to the position that you are applying. And second, what are the attributes, work attributes that you possess which you think are significant in the performance of the function. And in the third paragraph of your application letter, you can write there, you can open doors for further meet and greet of the HR or of the interviewer, because you cannot tell everything in your resume and in your application letter. So you can say there that I wish to share more of my qualifications at your most convenient time. I can be reached at your contact number or your email address. And then you can close the letter by saying sincerely or respectfully yours. I suggest do not write very truly yours, because Tagalog mo yung very truly yours, ako iyong buong buo, no? It's not very formal. Again, I'd like to remind you that your application letter is a formal style of communication. So after closing, don't forget your name and then your signature. Voila! You have your winning cover letter. Last video, last discussion, we talk about how are you going to write a winning cover letter. And today, partner with your cover letter is the resume. We're going to talk about how are you going to write a winning resume. The resume is your personal brochure to market yourself. It should give your potential employer a quick view of what you can do for them. So for new graduates just like you can list your accomplishments in school. Do not worry about not having any accomplishments or work-related accomplishments. You can pick out those school accomplishments that show responsibility, reliability, cooperative spirit, and the like. That's why you have to make the most of your experience while you are still in the university. You can cite those experiences that you have with extra and co-curricular activities, your membership to various academic or non-academic student organizations. So what are the suggested format or tips in writing your resume? This is how are you going to do it. You start, of course, with the most important thing, followed by with the less important, and so on and so forth. So what you can start is you write your name, your full name, your address. You have to be specific in your address. You have to write there the street, house number, purok, and barangay. Why you have to be specific in your address? Because these potential companies of yours, they're going to make a background investigation, and one way of doing that is to visit your barangay or your residence. They're going to talk to your purok leader or to your barangay leaders, no? What are your participations, or are you really residents of that area? Then after you address, another important information that you have to provide there in your resume are your contact number and your email address. These two are important, especially in giving you feedback on the status of your application. And, you know, your companies, potential companies, they don't believe that you don't have any email address or contact number, because we are in a generation of technology. So you really have to make sure that you have a functional email address and your contact number is really yours. The next one is you have to write a summary statement. A summary statement is a gist of who you are in terms of your potential to the company, in terms of what you can contribute to the company, in terms of your competence, whether you can perform to the function or not. So, two things. When you're going to write your summary statement, let's go back to the second paragraph of your application letter. I said that when you write your second paragraph in your application letter, there are two things that you are going to highlight there. One is your work-related experience, and the other one is the attributes. No? What are the attributes that you possess that are related to the performance of the function or the requirements of the position? So that's the summary statement. Later on, I'm going to show a sample summary statement. How are you going to write it? The next one is your work or school related experience, or OJT experience. Now, if you're a working student, then you can write there, but you have to make it sure that your work experience during the time that you're still in the university are related to the position or to the requirements of the company. Or your OJT experience, of course, for sure, are related to the requirements also of the potential company that you're applying to. So you have to cite that in your resume. The other one is that what are the job responsibilities that you have had in your internship or in your OJT experience? And I think it's there in your OJT manual, the manual that your OJT coordinators are giving to you during the time that you have your OJT. So you can copy those and include that in your resume, because those are specific assignments that you have had during your OJT. And the other one is your accomplishments or your recognitions or your achievements when you were here in the university. If you have, for example, participation in a community extension, because it speaks about volunteerism, it speaks about you being a team player, no? And your exposure to other staff, that during the time that you're in the university, you're not just a plain student, but you also engage yourself to other or various or related activities that can at least bolster your experience, your qualification, and your competence. The last one is, of course, your education. So you see there's nothing there in your resume. You do not put anything that are not relevant to the position that you're applying to. No? There's nothing there that asks you about height, weight, and religion. That's why when you write your resume, you have to tailor fit the content of your resume based on, number one, on your competence, on your qualifications, on the things that you possess that you can offer to the company. And second, tailor fit the content of your resume based on the requirements of the company. That's why I suggest do not buy the ready-made biodata form that you can buy in the bookstore nor in store, because there are information that you may not be included, no, in your resume, and which are actually relevant to the position that you are applying to. So that's how are you going to write your resume. Remember this, in a gist, when you write your resume, 7 things that you have to remember, or you have to make it sure that these 7 things are there in your resume. Number 1, what can you do for me? When you write your resume, when you prepare your resume, you have to make it sure that this question is being answered. in the content and substance of your resume. Second, do you have the skills I'm looking for? Third, where have you worked before? It's also important that you have to cite your work experience, the company that you had, your internship, your OJT, because aside from it was an opportunity for you to apply the learnings that you have learned from the university, for sure your work or internship experience have developed you have improved your soft skills, some of your soft skills, like for example work attitude skills, the ability for you to follow deadlines and instructions from the company, like wearing proper uniform, wearing an ID, coming to work on time, following the rules and regulations of the company. Those are very important stuff, although sometimes we said that those are simple stuff, but those are very relevant stuff. Number 4, is your experience relevant to my needs? Number 5, do you have the right education and credentials? So you see, question number 4 and question number 5 are related to each other, which means that whether you have this experience or education and you're applying to a position that's quite different from the training and the experience that you have, you know, give that to those people who have the relevant experience and training. Question number 6, what kind of person you are. So it's important that you also have to highlight your soft skills, your personal attributes. And last but not the least, where can I contact you? I overly emphasize the relevance of your email address and your contact number because, as I said, that whenever there's a need for you to report immediately or submit additional assigned documents or papers relevant to your application, this is the fastest way of the company telling you about those stuff. So I hope that with that information, you can start writing your resume.
Okay, so that was for the resume and cover letter, no? Because that are the important documents that you need to submit once you apply for any position. So apart from the resume and application letter, you need to submit those relevant, no? Like relevant documents like credentials, or any document that requires by the employer. So, yun talaga, no? Once you look for any job positions, pag may nakita kayo sa Facebook na hiring or nakita kayo na mga hiring through posters, flyers, and etc., yun yung hinihingi ng mga employers. So, once ma-impress nyo na sila from the cover letter and also from the resume, then you have all the credentials or other documents pertinent to your application, then you will be, hindi pa yan siya ma-hired, but you will be interviewed. So yun yung next step. So once nakapasa ka sa first screening, kung saan yung mga submissions mo ng resume, application letter, credentials, and other documents, you will be interviewed. You will be qualified for the interview because you know that the interview is the deciding factor kung mapipili ka or you will be hired for that position. Okay? So that's why in our slides, I will be discussing to you successful interviewing on how to ace the interview once you reach this step, no, of your application. So here, preparation is half the battle. So your preparation really is an indicator on how will you perform. So you need to prepare well. You need to make a summary. What are the possible questions, no, na itatanong sa inyo, and how will you answer those questions. And the better prepared you are, the less nervous you will feel and the more confident you will appear. So para dili mo magkabunga-bunga na during the interview, you need to prepare yourself. You need to talk to the mirror, in front of the mirror, na you assume no nga imong kaistorya kay ang HR or ang employer. And then try to answer those questions nga imong na take note, no, during the preparation. And the more you know about the purpose of the interview and the organization, the better you respond to the questions. That's why it is really essential or it is necessary to do research about the organization unsa ilahang vision or sa ilahang mga strategical plans, objectives about the company, including their objectives and goals, and also about their salary. Kay basing later on mo resign na lang mo kay na-shock mo yung ano ang salary, no? Structure sa ilahang company. And in terms of the environment, friendly ba, and etc. So, yun, you need to know the purpose of the interview, which is for you to get hired. So kung ang purpose mo lang is for experience, which is also good, or yung purpose mo is to get hired, then you need to prepare well and you need to ace the interview para makuha ka and you will enjoy all the benefits and compensations of that company. And how to prepare for yourself and how to ace that interview, you have a better response to those questions. So whatever questions ang ipangutana sa inyo ha, maka-answer mo tanan. Okay? Because you are prepared. Dili kay nga during the interview, dira pa ka mag-isip kung saan mo pwede i-answer. Plus during the interview, late pud ka og 5 minutes. X nakadaan no, sa employer for that. It's a bad impression for them. But if you're prepared, then it's a good impression that you are really willing to be part of that employer and you're really willing to be part or to be on that position. Okay, that's why managers are looking for these particular qualities or competencies. Number one, ability to perform the job. You have the skills dapat, no? Like for example, they're looking for administrative officers, dapat merong experience, or if walang experience, at least during the immersion sa senior high school or pagdating sa college during sa OJT, merong na experience na related or pertinent to the job positions. Another fit, culture and personality. The attitude is really important. They need to have a good work ethics for their employees because it is necessary for the company para maging sustainable, no? Tsaka mayroong magandang environment. Another is motivation and enthusiasm. So, kailangan din malaman if may willingness to work si um, employee or si applicant. Hindi lang dahil may sweldo kaya gusto mag-apply. So they also need to know if may motivation, may drive to work hard and also to what you call this one, gawin lahat ng tasks, gawin lahat ng responsibilities. Another thing is the past accomplishments or how can you help the organization. It is really a common na factor that they consider because they need to know kung ano yung ma-contribute mo. Hindi pila may imong maamot, no? But based on your competencies and based on your skills and experiences, what you can contribute or based on your past accomplishments, what can you contribute to the organization or how can you help them, no? Because without employees, no, dili gyud na siya maging successful ang isang business. That's why you are really essential. That's why also they are looking for potential and best applicants. Another thing, you have the knowledge of the company. As what I have said earlier, you need to do research. What is the company all about? Their strategic objectives and also their visions and others. No, um, pwede, like you can visit their website so that if you will be asked, do you know about our company? What you have learned from our company? And you can answer the question because actually, yan talaga tinatanong yan because they need to know if you do research. And once makasagot kayo, it's an impression. It's additional impression for your application. Another thing is communication skills. So since that's the interview, malalaman talaga how good are you in terms of the communication skills. That's why even if you are not fluent with English, as long as you have the content to answer all the questions, and then you answer it with tawag din yung nakasmile and na-answeran mo talaga direct to the point, hindi yung you are very good in English, you're very fluent, but yung content wala. So, kasi minsan yung communication on how you send the message, on how you deliver the message, yun lang yung kailangan ng mga employers, no? However, additional factors if you're really good in you're really good, no, or you are really fluent, no, when in regards to speaking in English, but the content is the most necessary. Okay. Another, what are the employers look for an interview? There are three. Number one is the question about can you do the job? So this is the question that entails about your skills, talents, competencies, and abilities. That's why nga, during sa first step ng application process, hihingan kayo ng resume and application letter because that's the answer to this question, can you do the job? Okay, they need to assess your skills, your talents, your competencies, and abilities. And during the interview, ifa-follow up nila niyan sa pagtatanong if meron ka ba talagang ganitong skills, they have this kind of talents, and you have these competencies and abilities because that particular skills, talents, and others are aligned to their vision, mission, and objective. So if wala ka niyan, how can you contribute to the company? Okay? That's why kahit senior high pa kayo ngayon, you really need to um, enhance more your skills or those employability skills no, that are essential to the employment. Okay? Because the purpose siguro, no, the reason why nag-eskwela mo senior high karon and the reason why that you're planning to proceed to higher education or to college because inyong desire magkatrabaho. If wala pud ka nag-invest karon no to enhance your skills and to prepare yourself to be talented, to possess these competencies and abilities, then you are not really prepared. Basig magstay pa mo pila ka years bago magkatrabaho. But if nag-eskwela pa mo karon, pag pag tungtong niyo college, inyohanan ni siyang ginginay-inay og home, then dili magkalisod no pag mangita na mong trabaho because these are visible na to you as an applicant or to you as a future employee. Okay? So this is the question. If naa ka nga skills and talents na kay 1 point. Another, will you do the job? So this is the question about motivation. This is the question about your interest and your right values to work. Are you really willing to do the job? Kasi minsan kahit perfect na yung competencies, kompleta yung skills, meron namang abilities, pero wala namang motivation, walang interest, di pa rin yan sila papasok sa trabaho or always nalilate. They will not perform the task very well. So it will be useless. That's why this is the second question that the employer should know from the applicants. Will you do the job? So how will you answer that one? So um, you cite no that you are interested, you are motivated, you have the right values to work, and others. Okay, so if you can answer all of these questions, the first and the second question, then you have the 2 points already. Another, will you fit in the company and its culture? Okay, since you will be part of their environment, you will be part of their organization, they need to know if you are really suited to the position and to the company itself. That's why they have to assess number one, your interpersonal skills. Are you flexible or you're adaptable in case you are from the previous employer or industry, then you will be transferred, no? Or you have another set of job or another kind of job? Are you adaptable, flexible, etc.? And do you have positive work attitude? Whatever challenges, minsan man ka complicated ang work, are you still positive enough no to finish? Or once tagaan kag mga lisod or mga technical kaayo nga mga trabaho kay muundang namon ya magsige mo giyaw-yaw. So that's why these are the another question no, that they need to know your answers. So these are the three common questions that the employers look for an interview. So if kani inyo ma-prepare na daan in terms of your can you do the job na question, ala, prepare na inyo daan yung unsa man yung skills, unsa yung talents, competencies, and abilities. And if they will ask you about your willingness to do the job, then you prepare an answer, no, that you are interested, you are motivated, you have the right values to work. And if the question is about will you fit in the company's culture, then you cite, no, some tawag niyan, mga sagot that would explain about interpersonal skills, adaptability, positive work attitude. So yun talaga yung mga key points na kailangan marinig ng mga employer so that you will be impressed and they will be impressed and also you have the chance to get hired. Okay? Another most common job interview questions. So I'll give you some common job interview questions. This is usually the preliminary question, no? Mao yun yung pinakauna ginapangutanan to tell me something about yourself. And the most common mistake kay state nila ilang pangalan, pila ilang edad, ilang address, so sa pakapiran pag weight and cellphone number and all. But once pangutan ni sa inyo ang tell me something about yourself, don't get personal or long-winded. It's a 1 to 2 minute synopsis lang. It is about your qualification, it's about your experiences, and it's about yourself, no? As an employer of the previous, as an employee of the previous employer kung ikaw na past experience, or as a new applicant, as a fresh applicant or a fresh employee, unsa man imong ma-contribute based on your skills and competencies. So directly, immediately reveal no your experiences, your qualifications, and your competencies. Mao lang na ang kailangan. No need na nga, I am Juan de la Cruz and I am 26 years old and I have two siblings. Dili na siyang kailangan because it was already included in your resume or application letter. Okay, sorry. Nada yung mga important na kuan. Okay, so that is about tell me something about yourself. You need to prepare yourself on how you're going to reveal all your qualifications, your past experiences, abilities, competencies, and etc. Okay, so take note on that. Another is what do you know about our company? Balik-balik ko ni kanina that it is the most possible question no, nga pangutanon sa inyo. Ha? So you try to reveal that you know not only facts about the company, but that you have taken an analytical view of the company. Try to impress them that you have your vision about the company and try to impress them that if you will be part of this industry, these are the plans that you wanted to do. These are the programs that you wanted to immerse. No, in addition to citing information about their company, try to note their key competitors and any trends in the industry. So you can share or you can cite now that among all the competitors of this company, you know that this is more, you can compare or you can just have the compare and contrast no, ng mga statements. Then don't forget na inyo yung i-admire ang mismo nga companies and nag-interview sa inyo. Ha? Okay? So that's the second most common job question. Another is what is your greatest weakness? Most common mistake ani kay magpabilib dayon tanong nga wala may weakness. Feeling ninyo perfect mo nga pagkatao. Feeling ninyo kamo na ang pinaka the best nga tao sa kalibutan nga wala gyud weaknesses. Every one of us, no? Na gyud tay mga weakness. And then ang best ninyo nga answer ana katong weakness ninyo pero nahinay-hinayan na ninyo og improve or nahinay-hinayan na ninyo develop para mahimo na ninyo siya strength. Okay? So that's why the best way to answer it is to think of a weakness you've already taken steps to remedy. Meaning nahinay-hinayan na ninyo solve yung weakness. Like for example, nag-overthink mo, that's your weaknesses, or maybe your answer is I think one of my weaknesses is that I cannot. It's hard for me to say no when someone asks a favor or when someone asks a request. Then after that answer, kung sa'yo mong gibuhat para remedyohan na siya nga weakness. Okay. Inyo dayon lang siyang i-reveal on your second statement para mas mo believe si employer or si HR he knows how to take actions no on this particular weakness. So kung whatever will happen sa inyo ang trabahoan po, kung na may mga problems may tabo, you know how to put actions on it para ma-solve ang mga problems. Okay? That's why ginapaunta niya yung weaknesses because they wanted to know how do you solve that particular issue or how do you uh, tawag niya, ano yung mga steps na ginagawa mo to strengthen that particular weakness. Okay? Another is, do you have any question? So, dili lang kamo ang pangutanon, but sa ilang question, they will ask if you have question from the interviewer or if you have any question from the employer. So, it is very important that you have a question nga naman because it means na interesado mo sa company or maraming mga ideas, maraming mga questions sa inyong mind. It's tawag niyan, it's a representation that you are really interested. Kaya you wanted to learn more or to know more about the company, its benefits, and how it would help you to become a better or to become competent, no? Or to improve your professional career in the future. So if you're truly attracted to the opportunity, then these questions should come naturally. You might want to know what the culture is like. So pwede yan siya. More details about the day-to-day responsibilities. If you wanted to know ano talaga yung tawag yan day-to-day or yung tinatawag natin na routines of this particular function or of this particular position. And expectations, what the expectations are for the role. And think about the position and decide what questions you need to answer before you can take the job. Okay? Another is siguro, do you have any opportunities for professional growth? Since pag ma-employ na mo dara, tagaan ba mong opportunity sa company na mag ano pa improve na ay professional growth sa inyong career? So it is also one of the questions nga pwede niya ipanguntana. Okay? So dili pa yung, I don't have any questions. So meaning, you're not interested. You are not really prepared for the interview. So it's a wrong or it's a common mistake. So most common job interview questions, what can you contribute most to our organization? So inyong question diri, ay inyong tubag diri, basig, naday amutan, na binakog, nang-applyan ko para magkasweldo. Pero naman din mga contributions. So this is not a literal meaning of contribution, but what particular experiences or skills, competencies na makakontribute sa organization. No? So answer this question by highlighting your experiences related to the position. Like for example, you have this particular experience from the past, then this particular experience I think can contribute to the particular position or to the company in overall. Okay? And your personal characteristics which are relevant to the performance on the job. So yun mga personal are actually big contributors to the organization. Your work ethics, no, your positive work attitudes, and others. That's why it's the common question. What can you contribute to our organization? So, kung mayroong mga common questions, no, meron ding mga common interview mistakes. So, please avoid these mga non-verbal actions or other actions though that would harm your application. Number one, answering cell phone or texting. So make sure naka-turn off or naka-silent ang inyong phone. Give yourself a time to finish the interview before answering the phone. And I think it would not last naman, no? More than an hour. Siguro 30 minutes to 40 minutes lang ang interview. Another is dressing inappropriately. Kanang murag unsa yung ginasuot sa bahay, kung tambay pud mo, maro pud yung suoton sa interview. It's a very wrong impression. That's why you have to wear business attire or any formal attire that is suited for that position that you're applying. Another is appearing disinterested, no, without smiling. Kanang murag wala, nasad, or any negative na mga emotions nga ma-express nimo. Appearing arrogant because you have a lot of experiences, you have a lot of competencies, overall, halos nasa imo tanan. But once mo answer pud ka sa interview, very arrogant, you think you are pinakataas na, no? And you think you are very experienced. So please avoid being so arrogant. So that's 66%, no? 66%. This is based on what you call a reliable survey about the most common interview mistakes. Another is appearing unprepared. So how to assess, no, if you're unprepared. Magkabunga-bunga ka, halos wala nagka-organize ni mohang thoughts, and also kanang content-wise wala pod. 59% kana magsigkaon og chewing gum. It's wrong, no? Even in your class, I think ginabawal na sa inyong teacher. Same to the actual interview. Please avoid that one because 59%, no, from the reliable survey, it's a common mistake. Another is not providing specific answer. So you need to be straightforward. You need to reveal immediately kung unsa ang iyang ginapangutana. Dili ka ng three sentences pa nga mga out of nowhere nga mga answers before pa ninyo i-reveal yung answer. So you have to be witty, and you have to provide specific answers for that questions. Then not asking good questions, something that's not relevant to the application, not relevant to what the environment, no? Kung unsay na as environment, about the what do you call this one, kanang about the scenario. Syempre inyo ha gyud ang i-connect kung unsa inyo ang mga discussions during an interview, and then you connect your question, so it must be relevant and it must be significant to the position that you're applying. Okay, I hope, no, nakasabot ng uban and nakasubaybay pa. Another key point of the pre-employment requirements is the social media etiquette. Sometimes, or I think daghan, no, nga mga students and future applicants nga wala gina-consider ang ilang social media etiquette as platforms nga pwede i-investigate sa mga employers. Okay? So now, since we are in social media na, HR and other employers are into the investigation of the social media platforms. They wanted to know kung unsa mo in Facebook or in any social media platforms, because what you post on Facebook, what you post on any social media platforms is a representation of who you are. Like for example, nag-post ka about PLDT nga, sa man PLDT, uwi klaro, nya later on nang-apply day ka sa PLDT, di ba? So as murag very ironic ang imong gibuhat for them. And another thing na gamay dako nga mga problema imo lang i-post sa Facebook. So what will happen, no, kung pilion na kanila, kung dawato na kanila, gamay problema sa kumpanya, inyo hadayong i-run. That's why kailangan ang social media etiquette. Okay? So here's the no-nos for social media. Kanay may ani nga mga captions, no? So something that is very negative, something nag-rant about negative impressions on the company, for the family, away sa uyab, no? Something inyohang i-reveal sa public will becomes everyone's business na. Kanang gamay kuan kay inyong nang ihatag inyong gamay nga problema sa public. So sa inyong gusto mahitabo, himuon pog business sa uban, no? Himuon pog problema sa uban. So that's why you need to practice good social media etiquette. Kay this is one of the investigations nga ginabuhat sa ato mga employers or HRs, because they wanted to know who you are in the social media world. Okay? Because as what I have said earlier, kung sa imong gina-post o sa imong gina-express on social media is a reflection of who you are. Okay? Yung mga right negative posts, ungrammatical posts, or use of derogatory language. So here, make your posts all about you. Something that would inform the public na kinsa ka, no? Your thoughts about these issues, your thoughts about the movie na imong nakitaan or na-watch, or book na imong nabasa, something to share, something good to share to the public. So, yun mismo dapat ang ating ipopost on our social media account. Okay? If you are sharing memes naman, there's no problem with that. Okay? Sometimes they consider lang on how you handle the stress, on how you handle the issues, the problems or any situations or eventualities na nahitabo sa imong life. Okay, so I think that's the end of the pre-employment requirements. I hope that everyone is listening. That because as of this moment, we will be having our game. Okay, so I will be asking you 5 questions. No, what you're going to do. Let me, prepare the game. Okay, so visit menti.com. I don't know if you're familiar with that. Menti.com. Okay, another tab na po din nabuhaton. You visit menti.com. Once naka-visit na mo sa menti.com, you use this code number. Then, moment lang. Let me present it to you. Okay. So, again, visit menti.com and use this code number 88350654. 88350654. Kung saon pagsulod, kita mo ning www.menti.com, sudlan ninyo na yun. Then, in your username pala, kindly indicate your school name. No? After your name is the school name so that your school will be recognized. Okay? Let's wait for our participants in YouTube, no? Kay murag lisod ilang kahintang dito. Delay of 10 seconds kung unsang nasa Zoom. Okay, again, visit menti.com and use this code number 88350654. Hindi siya apps. You can just go to any sites, Google, Mozilla, Safari, or etc. Mura ra mong nag-search. I-search lang ninyo www.menti.com. Then click, mangayon na siya code number, then input 88350654. Okay, let's wait for our participants. No? Now we have 26. Maybe we will start after 30 seconds. Okay, pangutom na mo. Okay, in 15, 10, username, inyo lang pangalan o school name ninyo. Abbreviation. Must. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, and let's start. Okay, so you need to answer fast, no, to get more points. Let's have our question number 1. Just tap the screen kung unsa yung answer. How long is the ideal resume? Morning na ingon gali na sa video. How long is the ideal resume? 1 to 2, 4 to 5, or it depends on the job you're applying. Time's up. Okay, the correct answer is 11. No? Or 1 to 2 pages. Only 11 get the right answer. So, marami na masyado yung 4 to 5 pages. Okay? So, the ideal na resume is only 1 to 2. Or 1, okay na gani ang 1 if you will be using various of pang layout like Canva or Photoshop. So, let's see our leaderboard. Sino kayo yung ating top five. Again, for the top five of this round, no, will receive no award, rewards, and also gifts from the University of Mindanao. I think you forgot to include your school name. However, our top one as of this moment is Ron Jesame Locaser. I don't know if from what um, school. Another, the second question. The objective of the resume is for the applicant to get hired. True or false? Okay, time's up. Hmm, only four got the right answer. Why false, no? Because sabi ko kanina that the main objective of the resume and the application letter is for you to get interviewed because it doesn't mean na ikaw ay may impressive na application letter and resume, maha-hired ka agad, no? It's a process. First is you submit resume and application letter. If okay siya sa employer, then you will be interviewed. That's why it is false. You will not get hired immediately, but you will undergo another process, which is interview. Let's see our leaderboard. Only four got the right answer, no? Okay, I think our leading now is Patrick, followed by Ron Jessamay, Jeneline of Suluk National High School, T. Baron, and Christine. Now let's have our third question. Let's start. The best applicant gets the job. True or false? Only 9 got the right answer. So, yung applicant replace interviewed gets the job, meaning the best interviewed gets the job. Okay? Because the best applicant means katong nakapasa sa screening. However, those who ace the interview gets the job or get hired. That's why the answer is false. Only 9. Let's see our leaderboard. Okay, still Patrick followed by Karime, Piolo, Ronjesa, Jeneline. Okay, now let's have our fourth question. Which of the following should not be in your resume? Height and religion, education, or contact number? Which should not be in your resume? Okay, very good. Contact number is necessary para matawagan mo, no? Or makontak mo. So, height and religion is correct because it is not necessary to avoid mga discrimination. Okay, let's see our leaderboard. Thank everyone in the top 10. Ay tama. Okay, so we have now Patrick, Karime, Piolo, Ronjesa, and Christine. However, our fastest is Bianca from Mati City National Comprehensive High School. Now we are on our last question for this round. Will you do the job? Is a general question on the applicant's skills, motivation, or adaptability. Will you do the job? Question. Very good, no? 22. First time, no? Sa lahat ng mga participants, ngayon lang marami ang nakatama for motivation. So, it's the question of willingness. That's why the answer is motivation. For skills, can you do the job yun if you have the skills? So, here's our final leaderboard. Fastest is Ronjesa. However, our still our winner is Patrick, followed by Piolo, Ronjesa, Carrie May, and Christine. Congratulations. So for these winners, no, kindly email me your contact information as well as your school name so that you will be instructed on how to claim your prizes. Okay, so congratulations for our first set of winners. Okay, so now let's have our last no topic. Last na yun ni makalunch na mo tanan or you can do multitask naman. Okay, I'll be sharing to you about the University of Mindanao because some of you are planning or willing to enroll here. So I will inform you. I will talk about the you call this one the facts and also some processes, scholarship, programs, admission requirement, and others. Okay, I'll be sharing to you my slide. Okay, by the way, sino ba sa inyo dito ang interested or nagplan na mag-enroll sa UM? Okay, kindly type 4 if you're planning to enroll in UM. Okay, you may type 4, no? Okay, I can see 4 persons who are willing. So here, no, if you are still undecided, if you would like to pursue your education here in Davao City, particularly no, sa mga nasa Davao de Oro, Occidental, um, Oriental, Del Norte, Tagum City, Socsargen. So here's the information you need to know about the University of Mindanao para ma-convince mo na you go there in Davao City and enroll in the University of Mindanao. So why choose UM? Basically, UM is the first in leadership education. And in fact, we are the leading private institution in the region. We have received various of recognitions and awards. And in the picture, as what you can see, the President of the Philippines and the President of the university. Our President received the Philippine Quality Award, and that's the highest recognition given to any industry or institution here in the Philippines. Okay, so talking about quality education, the university is providing quality education to our students. In fact, our university is second in the Philippines in terms of the number of accredited programs, meaning yung mga courses are accredited by PACOCOA. We are second after University of Santo Tomas. Another is we are ISO 9001:2015 certified school. It means that our standards are based on the standards of the universities abroad. Okay, so everything is integrated, lahat ng mga system and etc. Mayroong concrete na mga processes and others. Apart from that, our programs from um, computing are PCAB accredited and also our programs in engineering are PTC accredited. The main reason why you need to choose UM is because of the flexibility of our schedule. No other schools no, here in Davao City na pareha sa amuang uh, strategy in terms of the flexibility of the schedule. For your information, UM has more than 25,000 students here in Davao lang during the face-to-face. But during this time of pandemic, siguro mga almost lang 20,000. But the reason why nga nung nag-enroll yun sila sa UM, based on our survey, it's because of flexibility. Bisag kung saan nilang ka-busy, bisag na sila trabaho, na sila other priorities, no? Aside sa education, they can still do that one because of the flexibility of the schedule here in the university. Nganong flexible man. I know that kamong karon senior high school, you were already practiced no about the semestral because you have 2 semesters in 1 year. Tama ba ko? Then in each semester, naamoy 8 to 10 subjects. Then sa isang sem, merong 5 months yan, no? For example, kung August mo nag-start, December mo mag-end. That's August, September, October, November, December. So what we did in the University of Mindanao, yung one sem, hinati namin siya into 2 terms. Kaya siya tinawag ng term system. So if we will divide that one into 2, yung one sem will be divided into 2, meaning in one sem, mayroong 2.5 months each term. So since mayroong 2 terms in one sem, each term has 2.5 months. So if we will also divide the number of subjects into 2 terms, katong 8 to 10 subjects ninyo sa senior high karon mahimo na lang upat, no? Upat kada terms. Unsay pasabot? So each term, you will only meet the 4 subjects every day. And that 4 subjects is somehow equivalent to 4 hours. So kung 4 hours lang na, you can choose if you want to study in the morning, if you want to study in the afternoon, or if you want to study in the evening. That's why we are encouraging the students, even if you are far from Davao City, you can study actually here in Davao. Why? Because there are a lot of opportunities here, and UM is located in the heart of the city, wherein kung gusto niyo mag-eskwela at the same time, gusto niyo mag-part-time job, palibutan si UM ng mga fast food industries, call center agencies, and other firms, no, that you can apply while you have your study. That's why our students, majority are working students or working scholars. No? After their job, in the morning and afternoon, they go immediately to the university because in UM, you can choose no, kung unsay session ngayon yung gusto. Gusto nyo buntag, then you can choose morning. If you're not morning person, then you can choose afternoon. And if you have duty in morning, afternoon, you can choose evening. Okay? Kamu po magbuot pila lang sa subjects inyong kuhaon. But we have our minimum requirement. No? Siguro at least 15 or minimum of 15. That's equivalent to 3 to 4 subjects. So, pwede ra pod ka 3 subjects sa imong kuhaon per term. So, di ba ganina balik ta sa term system. Kung upat ka subjects sa first term, pag common sa term, human na mo ana. Wala na may problemahon ato nga subjects for the next term. Kay katong remaining na lang nga 4 subjects, inyong problemahon sa second term. Di ba nindot siya nga naman? Because if dili siya term system, you will meet all the 8 to 10 subjects per week like what the other schools are practicing. No? Meaning kung 8 subjects or 8 to 10 subjects na inyong gina-handle for the entire sem, mo na inyong i-meet every week. Kung na activities, performance task, mo po na inyong humanon. Tapos, kung mag-exam mo, tanan po niya inyong studyhan. Wherein kung mag-UM mo, since term system man ta, katong upat lang ka subjects, mo lang po yung studyhan kada exam. Tapos kada klase, lang mo lang po yung i-focus. Dili mo maglibog, dili na bombarded din yung minds, no nga. Kadaghan ba na kung nasulod, asa naman tong nga formula? Sa science pa ba niya or sa math? So that's the good thing about UM because of our term system. It's flexible, it's friendly, and it is really possible na makaskwela gihapon mo despite sa kalisod no sa kahimtang because makasingit ka sa imong maka-hustle hard ka or makapangita ka og mga part-time jobs no if dili good enough ang pagpaskwela sa imo financially. So that's for the flexibility. Now is the affordability. Even though we are providing quality education to the students, we are the most affordable na private university here in Davao City. Ganong most affordable man? Because number one, we are a private university. You cannot look for any private universities in Davao, even in the Philippines, nga na ay tuition fee nga 15 to 20,000 lang per sem. That's the total assessment per sem, 15 to 20,000. Mula pa sa nag 20,000, kung inyong course is more on laboratories like sa picture no nga mga ano ni sila nursing, medtech, pharmacy and other medical allied course no. So kani sila na sila mula pa sila mga 20 pero dili na mo more than 25,000 because you cannot also see any medical schools here in Davao nga nag-offer og barato Kaya usually tag 50K yun na ang tuition kung mag-medical ka manang, di ba? Expensive kung mag-medical. But in UM, na-experience ng mga students nga magbayad rag 25K. And for some students nga dili into laboratories, yun yung standard na payment, 15 to 20,000 pesos per set. That's for total assessment. Okay? So it's your assignment. Pwede mo mag-research no, sa ubang schools kung pilang tuition fee. And if you will compare that one, UM is the most affordable. Ug dili na mo maalkansi ana because we are a private university and no other schools offering that kind of price or that kind of assessment. And in fact, the university is offering various of scholarship programs. But for this time, kaya pandemic, we are only offering academic scholarship program. Para ni sa mga senior high graduating students nga naay general average nga 95, general average nga 95, you will be automatically part of our academic scholarship program. That's 100% free tuition fee. Okay? Sa mga wala kabot og 95 gyud. Once mag-scholar mo sa UM tapos maningkamot mo, naagyapon mo academic scholarship. Dili lang 95 mo requirement, mas baba pa ana, no? Nami three ka categories, category A, B, and C. As long as nana mo 1 year residency sa UM, maka-avail mo ang scholarship program. Up to 100% free tuition fee gihapon na siya. Pero pag mobalik na tag face to face, daghan nang kuan, daghan may introduce sa inyo nga scholarship program. And I think yung mga external agencies, no, marami din naman yung mga offerings like CHED, what else, mga other government agencies, and also private institutions are also giving their or extending their help now for the students who want to finish their tertiary education. Okay? So yun, very very affordable. Halos last time katong student pa ko, akong monthly na lang or akong per exam kay 250 pesos. Okay, because I'm a scholar or a working scholar. So UM has more than 100 of undergraduate and graduate programs. You have the largest university here in Davao. Ug kami po nang pinakadaghan nga courses offering. So since kamo man tong willing mag HRM and tourism, we are offering hospitality management. Dili na lang na siya HRM because dili na siya lang siya mag-focus on that field, but hospitality management to make it more wider, and tourism management. Yun yung mga opportunities kanina, you have the chance to work abroad and it's not an expenses because once mag-internship mo dito, mubalik sa inyo ang inyong nagasto. Ma-times 2 pag yun. Okay, syempre dollars na dito, particularly in US. Okay? Another is you can learn anywhere. As of this moment, since pandemic pa man, we are using the learning management system. For college, we're using our LMS. I think kamo karon, particularly in public schools, naga-module because of the problem with the internet. But it's also investment for you since dili man pud mo everyday mag-meet sa internet sa inyong mga teachers kung magtulong sa UM. Naay lang time, siguro once a week per subject, para ma-discuss ni teacher sa inyo ang mga topics nga naa sa module para na ma-picture out yun. Aside from nag-study ka sa module, it will be discussed by the professors of the university. Okay? So you can learn anywhere because since that is an online, you can go somewhere as long as na signal, then you can continue your class. May gisugo sa mo sa mall, diba? Sulat lang ka, magdala lang kag earphones, saksak ni mo sa imong phone, then maminaw ka sa teachers. That's it. So nga ka flexible karon because of our situation. No? Another is we are open education university. It means na sa UM po wala kaming entrance exam. Hindi po ibig sabihin may pandemic, ngayon lang kami nagkaroon ng idea na hindi mag-entrance exam. Since then, we don't have entrance exam. Okay? So regardless of your grade status, as long as nakahuman ka sa imong senior high school, you can enroll in the university. What will be our basis? Only the requirements. As long as you will submit the requirements, then kabayad ka sa mong down payment. Our down payment during the pandemic is only 1,000 pesos. Okay, but our standard is only 1,750. But that is deductible na sa total payment. Madidak na siya. para ma-enroll naman sa UM. So again, wala mi entrance exam. And also we don't have school uniform as what you can see no, sa previous mga pictures. Ang naray uniform sa mga laboratories like itong sa HRM, sa tourism, kato lang, o sa mga medical lab gowns, nursing, but the rest wala school uniform. Okay. So I don't know if you're aware that UM is the home of top-notchers. For the span of 5 years now, before pandemic, we have more than 120. And as what you can see, the smiling faces of our students or of our alumni, because they receive incentives from our university president. So if you will pursue any program na may board exam, then you will top the board, then you have the opportunity to receive incentives from our university president. So yun, no? You can be assured that choosing University of Mindanao will be the best decision you will ever make. Okay? Naminaw ba ang tanan kay karon na atay last set of game? Again, you visit menti.com. Again, visit menti.com. I'll be sharing to you in a while ang code. Okay? Again, visit to menti.com. The top 5 will receive rewards and gifts from the University of Mindanao. Still, meron tayong 5 tanong. Okay, let me share to you the code number. Here's the code number 7448-095. 7448-095. Okay, I will entertain your questions now right after our game. Ay, while waiting na lang, may question si Mary. Paano po ba kami mag-apply ng scholarship? Mag-base po ba sa average namin, sir? Mag-base lang yan sa average kung yung a-applyan nyo is related to academic scholarship program. Like what I have said earlier, no? Yung sa ating academic, need 95% ang general average kasi automatically ka na scholar sa UM, then you will enjoy up to 100% free tuition fee credits. But for some naman, like scholarships sa external, like sa CHED, si UM, ipapadala lahat ng mga list ng enrollees or ng mga students sa first year. Ipapadala yan sa CHED. Then si CHED mag-select ng mga scholars for the UniFast. Then si UniFast, that is 30,000 per semester. Okay, what is the only requirement? Mag-enroll ka sa UM. Kaya you have the chance nga madawat or mapilian ni CHED for the UniFast. When is the enrollment? Since August pa man mag-start ang klase sa UM, no? August pa. So, basically, nasa June or July pa ang enrollment, ana. Okay? For now, inyong atimanon nga makahuman mo sa inyong senior high school. Wala man mi slot or wala mi apas nga slot, tanan maka-enroll. Okay? Sa working student karon dili pa pwede ang working student because that is not allowed by the IATF nga mag-accept og students sa sulod sa school. So for now, pending sa siya gi-stop sa siya sa university. But in the future siguro kung mag face to face na ta mabalik na siya. Pero pwede mo makapangita og mga trabaho diri sa gawas sa UM. There are a lot, no? Since industrialized na ta diri sa Davao City, there are various of agencies who are looking for applicants, even senior high school graduate, madawat na diri. That's why it's a challenge for you. Actually, it's a challenge for you to be independent na since you are more than 18 years old na. So you can pwede na mo maging independent sa practice of being independent. Nga dili mo magsagig salig na sa iyong ginikanan. It's the time for you to go outside the box na sa inyong parents. But depende rin pa na sa inyo. Okay, I think we have 33 na, no? Let's start in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's start. Napay duha na kag pas. UM offers quality, affordable, and blank education. Open, free, or exclusive. Okay, so the correct answer is open. Thank you sa nakinig kanina na why open because walang entrance exam. No, we are not free because we're a private institution, but we are affordable. And obviously we are not exclusive because our education is for everyone. Let's see our leaderboard. Still no, Ronjesa, Lucas Sir, followed by Bianca of Mati City National High School, Arian May of Suluk National High School, Christine, Apple, and Rosiloria. Okay, let's have our second question. How much is the total assessment of UM per semester? 15 to 20, 25 to 30, or 30 and above? Okay, in 4, 3, 2, 1, time's up. The correct answer is 15 to 20,000. So if you have this amount of money, for one sem yan siya, for 5 months, siya ro di ninyo na kaya, no? Kaya ra gid kay na. Labi na may trabaho, part-time job, you have your scholarship program, you will enjoy enrolling in UM as what I did before, no? During my college years. Dili ko full-time student nga na ada yun kabayad during exam, but I work hard, no, to earn money para mas makahuman kong eskwela. Okay, that's for our second question. Let's see our leaderboard. I think lahat ng top 10 tama. Very good, you're really listening. And our fastest is Alvarado from Suluk. Okay, now let's have our third question. UM has how many terms in one sem? Okay, you answer fast to get more points. Time's up. Correct answer is 2 terms. There are only 2 terms. Kaya sabi ko natin, i-divide natin into 2 lahat yung number of subjects and the number of months. Okay? That's why we are very friendly and flexible in terms of schedule. Okay, let's see our leaderboard. Okay, I think Ronjesa still on our first spot or may changes ba? Christine is our fastest. Okay, let's have our fourth question. UM has school uniform and admission exam. True or false? Hmm? Maraming nag-true. Di ba I explained earlier that UM has no entrance exam. Di ba we are open education or we are offering open education because first, wala po kaming entrance exam. Okay? You don't need to take the exam para maka-qualified for the college here in UM because we believe that everyone has a right for education. It doesn't mean that you cannot pass the entrance exam. Wala na kay right mo eskwela. So kami, si UM nang bahala mo harness sa inyong skills, sa inyong knowledge, sa inyong competencies, and mo graduate mo nga Kung board course niyo pilion, graduate mo nga top notcher, graduate mo nga competent on that particular profession. Okay? And also, we don't have school uniform. Wala po kaming school uniform because we are practicing the international standard. Because if you will go abroad or even you will visit Manila or NCR, wala yun na school uniform. Okay? So, since upat lang man mo ka oras no, magstay sa UM, then you can enjoy your hashtag OOTD. Or kung gikan mong trabaho, dili na mo mag-worry, magdala-dala pa mong uniform. Nya makunot inyo pang plantsahan para mosulod. Then if ting ulan, dili na mo magsigig problema nga mapisikan inyong palda. Because you can wear any attire that is suited for that season, no? Or something comfortable ka and confident ka what to wear. So you have the freedom here in UM as long as you will not uh, compromise our dress code. So that's for the fourth question, daming mali. Okay. Still fastest is Ronjesa, no? Followed by Bianca of Matis National Comprehensive, Roseloria Arian May of Sulup, and Charlene Irig of F. Bangoy National High School. Now let's have our final question for this last round, no? Actually, this round is a bonus. Paunahay lang kung kinsa. Bonus point ni siya. So the question is, I am planning to enroll in UM. Yes or no? Okay. Wow. Sarap sa eyes now that 34 of our participants here in menti.com are interested to enroll in UM. And yun, we can assure you that choosing the University of Mindanao is the best decision you will ever make. Okay, let's see our final leaderboard. And our top 5 are, I think, same pa rin, no? We have Ronjesa, May, Rosiloria, Bianca, Ariane, and Irig of F. Bangoy National High School. So for those who are winners, no, kindly email me your contact information as well as your school name so that you will be informed on how to get your prizes. Okay, again, you can be assured that choosing UM will be the best decision you will ever make. You can follow our pages, our social media platforms for the announcements of the enrollment, for the announcement on how to apply for the scholarship program offerings, for our academic programs or courses offerings, and other related information about the university. You can follow us on our Facebook, University of Mindanao official page, on our YouTube for some videos no that is helpful for your immersion and for your career. The University of Mindanao official YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe no paghawa ninyo dire. At UM Davao official, at UMindanao for our Instagram. Okay? And also our website www.umindanao.edu.ph. Okay, so I think we are done with our webinar and we are very thankful for your participation. Before that, meron pa lang mga questions no sa Q&A. Mahal ba bayad pag nag-enroll? Only 1,750. 1,750. But during the pandemic, we are allowing students to only pay 1,000 pesos. Okay? Hope nasagot ko. Good noon, sir. Anong offer niyo scholarship for HM? Actually, walang pinipili na course sa mga scholarship program namin that is applicable to all courses. How to claim our prices? Kindly email me using yung email ko na gisend ko sa inyo no, na link para ma-claim nyo or I can give you instructions on how to get your prices. Nevertheless, I would like to thank you everyone for your participation and for your time. And you will receive no certification once mag-accomplish mo aning ang form. This will be our basis of your attendance. So kindly accomplish the form. I-send na ko sa yung chat box and I always send that one to our YouTube. So once again, thank you so much. And in behalf of the University of Mindanao, we would like to congratulate you in advance on your graduation day. Congratulations, everyone. And keep safe always. God bless us all. Goodbye. Okay, may follow-up question na yung kung online class. As of this moment, online class muna tayo since dili pa allowed no sa ATF face-to-face. But let's wait for their announcement and also of the local government unit or of the local government kung i-allow ng face-to-face. But for now, online classes po ang gina-offer ni UM.